Paving the Way podcast. Welcome to 5 Minute Mondays with your host, Medusa. Come listen to some fascinating stories, affirmations, wisdom, and even a few interviews of people that have paved the way and are paving the way in their journey of success. Listen to their timeline of adversities from traumas to triumph, and also listen to some guidance of life and even a few workshops of living your best life, digging deep and understanding the science of happiness, learning how to bounce back, the art of being present, 7 reasons to be mindful, the power of gratitude, and so much more. Paving the Way podcast with your host, Medusa.
Hey guys, welcome to 5 Minute Mondays Paving the Way podcast. How are you? What an amazing weekend. We are only a few days from the ultimate, wonderful, one of my favorite holidays, Christmas. Oh, but I have a little story, and we'll get into that in a little bit, and how the holidays affect people and how people act differently. I just think a lot has changed, and things continue to change. There's always change, and we need change to evolve, to get better, and all that other good stuff. However, welcome again, and you guys are in for a delight. That's about aging, and I think aging comes with change, and everybody is aging. Just because you hear the word aging or getting older doesn't mean we're speaking of the elderly. We're talking about someone that's 10 or 20 or 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, all the way up to 100. Because every day we're aging, and everybody questions it themselves. How do I do this? It doesn't get easier. Though I have more knowledge and wisdom, though I still make mistakes, I still face fear, I have failures, which is good sometimes. And yeah, so this week on the podcast, I have something that I read and experienced and I absolutely love. So I put a lot of time and put some things together, and this is definitely overcoming the fear of aging. So just expect to age well. All you need to do in your mindset is tell yourself to expect to age well. You wake up positive, you do things positive, you set goals, and you try to live the best life possible. And I understand it's easier said than done. Trust me, I live in, or have lived in, a world of uncertainty. It's still uncertain, don't get me wrong. Just because things may be going great, what I think are great in my world, doesn't mean it's great and good in someone else's world. And trying to be positive and tell people to be positive and do better, and when things are shitty is a bit off a little bit, isn't it? Just kind of, it seems harsh because we don't know what other people are going through, though we may be able to experience it if we were to hear it, because we may resonate because we have gone through it. But also there are a lot of people that live one life and do another, live in fear and preach the gospel of being, everything is okay. Been there, done that as well, because I just didn't want anyone to see what was really going on behind the curtain, because I felt it was nobody's business. That's another thing. So this week is about aging and how we can expect to age well and what we need to do that. And I have the solution. Are you ready? Okay, so here it goes. The fear of aging that prompted you to sign up for, let's say, this podcast. Okay? let's say you downloaded it, you like my stuff, it's encouraging, it maybe pushes you to do some things or just sit down and think about everything, right? So let's just say the fear of aging that prompted you to maybe listen to this episode is likely fed by imagining a bleak future. So the mind can conjure actually. I'm just trying to be French, which I can't speak French, and I have a great French story when I was in school. But anyway, that too will be in my biography. Anyway, so the mind can conjure scary stories of our elderly selves failing physically and cognitively, alive but not living. So our mind can play really weird tricks, right? Things that we've seen, things we hear, the news, media. I mean, it just doesn't paint a good picture. It's a vicious circle. We're born, our parents take care of us, we get older, and we take care of our parents, and vice versa. It's a vicious circle. So our ageist culture reinforces this pessimistic view. So, for example, greeting card companies are trying to make us laugh, right? They have funny cards. They have for every holiday, every situation. But the countless birthday jokes about dementia and incontinence subtly, just fuel our fears that a grim future is inevitable. So, I mean, before I got into pro wrestling, I was putting myself through nursing school. And, oh my gosh, it is horrific. I mean, I was super young when I started, and I started with working in nursing homes, and people, I was scared to death. I was like, oh my gosh, these poor people are put here because they can't be taken care of by people at home or the people that love them. And it's 24/7. And they're put in these facilities that are lesser of care, and you're only hoping that they get good care. So I saw it firsthand, and it is scary. And there's a lot that goes on in these nursing homes that you would shake your head at. Like, how can some of these nursing homes get by with this crap, right? Anyway, so it's another whole story. Anyway, it's not just ageist stereotypes that leave us anxious about the future. It's, you've witnessed loved ones die in prolonged, painful ways, or you might feel haunted by these pessimistic aging ghosts, right? So I'll give you like an assignment, and in your homework, in your first one, I gave you some homework, and for you guys to write down some stuff. And you're supposed to identify negative genetic narratives. Like you might have fears about heart disease or cancer or Alzheimer's or just watching over a family member die from one of these afflictions is very painful. And any painful twinge or forgetful moment can leave you terrified that your life has taken a turn for the worse. I don't know about you guys, but I chose some, it was great and fun at the time, an adrenaline junkie, and some crazy career moves and choices. And there are times where I'm like, okay, I know that word. Why can't it come out? Or I just set this over here. Where did I put my phone? Oh, I'm on my phone. That's why I can't find my phone. Yes, that has happened. And I mean, it scares the crap out of you, right? So, yeah, even those moments can leave you terrified. And then just given these culture biases and personal grief experiences, it can really be hard to break through the fear of aging to build an optimistic perspective. So the mind tends to resuffer and pre-suffer. We ruminate about past scary aging experiences and we've witnessed or had, and which fuels fears of a desperate, actively, so if it fuels fears of a desperate future for ourselves, I mean, that's all of this stuff is doing. Everything we see in preparation of getting older and what to do and what not to do. And just like, I said, the birthday cards and it's supposed to be funny about peeing the bed. And then you start getting older, and depending on the choice of career you had or just a normal life and and you're forgetting things and people's names and where you put things. I mean, it is scary. Getting older is not for the weak. That is for sure. And I'm just here to bring this all to light. Even though a lot of you know, I think aging is a beautiful process because we're not here forever. And I want to do it comfortably and well. I can only wish that I could die in my sleep peacefully and not some tragic death or in a nursing home, not knowing who I am or who's visiting me. I mean, that is a horrifying thought, right? And hopefully there's somebody that cares and loves me that is going to visit me or take care of me and make sure that I'm taken care of. But God bless everybody that has an amazing family and kids and family members that will do that for you. It's very rare, and it's getting just less and less and less. So thank God for family, right? Or good friends. If you don't have family anymore, you better get tight with some good friends and age together because that's all you got. So any painful twinge or forgetful moment, I mean, don't think it's the end of the world, guys. It's just our brain, and we have to exercise it just like muscle to keep it active. And my granny's going to be at just about 100, and her key thing is keep moving, keep active, and just keep doing what you love. So given these cultural biases and personal grief experiences, it can be really hard to break through the fear of aging to build an optimistic perspective. And as I said, and I'll repeat that sentence again and again probably throughout what I say, is it's the fear of aging to build an optimistic perspective. I'm gonna get into that. Just let me continue where my mind is at. Okay, so we don't need to fight against the pessimistic view. Rather than the goal of this is just to it's just to build up an optimistic aging mindset and return our attention again and again to this hopeful perspective. Give yourself permission to have a negative idea about aging while also cultivating a positive view. You've got to allow yourself, people, to say, yeah, I am getting older. Yes, I do have an extra roll. Or my skin isn't as tight. Or I do have a few more wrinkles. Or I can't remember where I put my damn car keys. It's okay. You just learning to accept things, but also learning to be aware of these things is just as important. All right? So as you go on, I mean, you will be empowered with knowledge about how to age well as I continue to talk about this and throughout this whole little program each week. It's going to be about maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 weeks of this program. And then next, just consider your optimistic aging inspirations. All right? If it's hard to shift your attention this quickly, just take a moment to get up and maybe go do something. Get a glass of